3, 2, 1.
Give it a little Scandinavian flick.
Guess what?
It's gonna be worse. Okay. I am ready to rock and roll. So yeah, we're on our way to... We're just leaving Thurso. We've driven to Thurso. It is 8:15 on Thursday. And we're in Thurso. We're in Thurso on Thursday. How about that? Sorry, I was fixing my curtain. Wasn't up properly. All my curtains are up. Driving mode is on. On our way to John O'Groats, the most northerly point in the UK. And yeah, so we had a little Indian meal in Thurso. It's good. Good to have a little sit down and relax. I think me and Michael are probably the sweatiest people in that restaurant. It's nice, quiet, sort of relaxing, chilled music. People are out there dressed up, fairly nice, and me and Michael wandering like just sweaty and oily beyond belief, man. We must have looked like a couple of dafties in there. Off to Groats now, about 26 minutes away. Oh my god, there's something flying in here. Windows down. Get that thing out. I just saw it in the mirror. But yeah, so I think driving down the East Coast is going to be a lot quicker. In fact, we checked, and to get from here to Groats back to Inverness, which is where it all begins, so it's only like 3 hours. So yeah, it's been a really good road trip so far. It's not finished yet, but kind of gets like that feeling where, well, once we're at the most northerly point, then it's kind of like we're heading home. It's been really good fun. The car's held up well so far. I mean, it's not finished yet. I've still got, I think, to get back to where I live, it's like 6 hours of driving still to go. So it's by no means home and dry, but you know, it's good. It's good. It's been amazing. It's actually been pretty amazing, this trip. Seeing some of the sights that Scotland has to give. It's just been really good, man. Like proper adventure, and 2 homemade DIY cars which have been converted to little camper vans, or camping cars almost, all for under 500 quid. I mean, come on. We were expecting these cars to be the most reliable things in the world. We were expecting little niggly things to come up, like, you know, I've got my Speedo. Well, my Speedo works at the minute, but it has a mind of its own where it just doesn't want to work. My front grille came off. You know, these little niggles are quite fun to have along the way, but mechanically, this car is fantastic. I think this has given me a new appreciation for cheap cars. People give cheap cars a bad rep, but you know what? It all comes down to what you want to use it for, I think. And for a road trip, and to do what we've done to it, can't complain. Oh, there's a Fiat Doblo. I was going to buy one of them. Tell Nico. That's the exact Doblo I was going to buy, and I'm really glad I didn't. That Doblo had a few problems, to say the least. I had an oil leak. The windows didn't work. I looked underneath the car, and there's loads of cracked metal stuff which looked like it was just totally broken. The tyres were very close to being bald. So yeah, this car has been definitely the right choice. It'll be interesting to see if we do another trip what that'll be. We've got a pattern developing every year. We do some sort of trip. We'll see what happens. Hopefully we do something else. There's some parts of this trip where I thought this can't be Scotland we're in, and I think the weather's kind of helped that. It's been ridiculously warm, like 27 degrees right up in the north of Scotland. It's a bit of a heat wave in the whole of Europe at the minute. Some records getting broken for how warm it is. Now I've got the aircon on at the minute, but I think it needs an aircon recharge or something, because it makes no difference. If we do something like this again, I think I need to get a car with aircon. I think, especially in the summer. Hey, just having some Monster Munch. Michael, if you're editing this, you'd be interested in knowing that I'm having some Monster Munch right now. Oh my god, Monster Munch. Woke up this morning and I'm sitting in an airbed which is like half inflated. Got up, got ready, left, drove, opened the boot later, thing's flat as a pancake. Right, I can see we're nearly there, so I'll stop and maybe we'll do a wee video later on.
We're at the top of mainland Britain, yeah. Not the British Isles, I think that's including the islands. There's a nice sunset going on behind us as well. Live from
We're live.
John
from
Groats.
John Groats.
Michael, tell us how you feel.
I feel
I feel
like
fucking shit.
I'm a very sore ankle.
Is that what your car's done?
Well, yeah, it's because I have to ride the accelerator now. My ankle, like, you have to drive flat out for it to be comfortable. No.
The Orkney? Is that the Orkney Islands?
The Orkney Islands.
I don't really know. I'm trying to take a picture. I'm trying to take a picture.
Alright, let's walk around this way. We can walk and talk.
I feel like this is the pinnacle of it. This is the pinnacle of the trip, I feel like. Isn't
What
it?
do you mean by that?
Like reaching the most northerly point.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's the kind of it's a literal turning point because we're going south.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you've made it over the kind of the peak.
Yeah. Do you want to walk down there? Let's have a look at these boats.
Yeah. Alright.
Let's check out the boats. Oh, there's a wee rabbit. Or is that a giant rat
Where?
that ran in between these boxes?
Oh.
What's that? I want to see if I can find it.
That's a wee bothy for the night, Jamie.
Do you think you could stay in there? No, you can't.
I wouldn't want to.
You can't. I thought it was a rabbit, but maybe it's more likely to be a rat.
Maybe it's a lobster that's like it's escaped from one of the lobster
Really
pots.
weird. I want to find it. But I ran in between these boxes.
Why do you want to find it?
I just want to see what. I just want to find out what it was. Maybe I'll never know.
Yeah, I jumped into the sea when it saw your face.
Do you want to steal a boat?
Yeah, let's steal a boat. Do you know how to steal a boat?
No.
What would you rather have, WK856 or WK40?
That one.
They should have called that one WD40.
We've gone beyond the most northerly point now. We're in the sea. Michael,
Are we in the sea
we're
right
kind
now?
of in the sea, I think.
We're in international waters.
Officially, I'd say we are, aren't we? Your tyre wall's a bit.
Yeah, sidewall's a bit corroded, but it's probably no worse than what I've got on my bike right now.
It's a bit rusted as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that looks like my wishbones. Very much signifies my car, this one. It's got a beautiful sunset over there. What's that making you feel, Jamie?
I feel quite like a sense of accomplishment.
I know, I do as well actually.
I feel like we've had
accomplished a lot.
rough patches. I think we've got each other's nerves a wee bit, haven't we?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jamie's like...
Obviously Michael's a dick.
Yeah, what?
But, no, it's been good though.
Yeah, it's been good. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's been kind of...
It's been testing.
It's been testing because obviously you got to
At
spend
times.
like more than one day with Jamie, so that's...
But I feel like in the Puma we didn't have that problem.
well...
Oh! We get my WD for you. Get the WD for you, mate. Nah, in fact, you can see it's there's a problem right there. Rust. It's not good.
Is that your diagnosis?
Yeah.
We've done that before, we can do it again. You think 6 hours tomorrow of driving? Are you wanting to be back in Glasgow tomorrow?
We'll see. We'll stay here for like, I don't know, half an hour or something like that, and then we both start heading down towards Wick,
Aye.
and then just
Great.
see where we feel like stopping for the night.
Aye, exactly. See where we go. This is day 3. Hang on, let me think. Are the Inverness to something? The other one's something. It's day 4. I don't even know anymore. We got to John Groats last night and then kept going. We made it to Wick. Stopped for a wee drink. I think we wanted to try and just keep driving south and see if there was anywhere that we could stop. Well, stop for the night. Stop roadside. That's a nice wee house.
On the way to Inverness, we pulled into a little lay-by spot last night. A little parking area on the side of the road. Quite a scary spot to sleep actually, because it's not that far off the road. You got big trucks whizzing past you like 60 mile an hour. You could feel the car shaking quite a lot. Luckily Michael had a spare camping bed, which we set up just after we finished having a little drink in a wee bar. Yeah, used Michael's. Luckily Michael, he's so well prepared. Michael's like prepared for anything, man.
But I was so tired last night. I was like, let's hold my eyes open like that, trying to stay awake. on our way now. We're probably, well, we're only 3.5 miles from the A9, and I think that's when it gets a bit easier. There's no more jumps, there's no more tight turns, no more gear changes. Finally the car can just cruise home.
Yeah, we've only got 91 miles to get back to Inverness, and that's it done. That's technically the North Coast 500 done. And it's another scorching day. It's heating up. Not too hot yet, but I'm imagining it'll be pretty hot. It's kind of... It's not quite as remote as other parts of the North Coast 500s.
We were on Instagram checking the hashtag for NC500 last night. So 2 posts within, I don't know, I think it was the same day. 2 different cars had broken down. I think one of them, they got it going again, and then the other one needed a new alternator, I think. And that kind of, I made it all feel a bit more real. The risk of something going wrong, because you know what these cars are like. I mean, Jamie's speedo just stops working sometimes, and you think that's an electrical fault on a Ford from the 90s. You think, how is it made it this whole way? And my car, it still doesn't want to go above 60 mile an hour, or else the wheels will start shaking violently. That's an easy fix. I just have to do what I'm doing now, sit at about 55 and let them overtake. I'd like to do the NC500 again, and I would even do it like this, doing it with a car that's been changed into a little camper van. Like, it was always meant to be a bit of a joke, but the more we've gone along, the more I've realised it's actually been really successful. It's actually worked really well. You see loads of big motorhomes and big camper vans. It's cost them a lot more than 500. Like, it'll cost them tens of thousands of pounds. If you rent one, I think it would still be more than £500. So ours was cheaper. And the big thing is that we saw all these big camper vans just kind of pootling around, driving really slow. They're too big. Those things are too big for the North Coast 500. I think people are expecting something different. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what the roads were going to be like. I didn't realise that they were going to be as small as they were. But I've chosen pretty much the smallest car. I think this is probably the smallest car that you can turn into a camper van. If you've come across from another country, they're in a left-hand drive, huge camper van, and they're just sitting there looking stressed all the time. We just missed out on the Highland Games up near I can't remember what it's called now. Dunmuir, no. The place that we went to after Drumbeg, like the very northwest point. So maybe if I come and do this again sometime, I want to do it in a bit more time, so we can do things like stop at the wee potteries, stop and play some pitch and putt, have a bit more fun along the way, you know, stop and talk to people, meet people, because for the most part what we've been doing is driving. Let's check in on wee Jambo. Hello Jamie, Roger.
Roger. I was just saying, you'd grab a Mackie D's just outside Inverness if you wanted for lunch.
Sounds good.
Inverness is developed enough to have a Mackie D's.
I just think it'd be hilarious to go with Jamie to like a really remote part of like Cambodia or something, because Jamie doesn't like eat different types of food. Like, he'll order food and he'll only if you get like a cheese toastie and it comes with side crisps and a salad, he'll eat the crisps and he'll eat the toastie, but he won't eat the salad. So I think it's quite funny. I've been finishing his salads for him along the way, like his dad. But I would think it would be really, really funny if we went to Cambodia or something like that and they put in front of him like a little deep fried snake or something. And he's just like, I'm not eating that. Deep fried snake? Why did I have to say that? I could not have said anything more Scottish, could I? But I think we're done with me talking now, so next stop, Inverness. Just under 2 hours away. Almost home.
We've decided to make McDonald's the finishing point for the North Coast 500. We're in Inverness now, so that's technically the finish point. You know what? To treat ourselves, we'll have the first decent. Well, I suppose it's not the first decent hop. We've had some good meals along the way, some good food. And now we're driving through the city centre of Inverness in these two cars.
We need to find somewhere to park.
Pull over, pull over, pull over. It's 7 minutes away.
Named you by mistake.
Oh, did you? I heard that too, but I didn't realise that was you.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm off the walkie-talkie, I'm like hitting the horn by accident.
You'd think one of the McDonald's in Inverness would have a drive-through or a place to park, wouldn't you? Job done. North Coast 500 done. Still need to get back to Glasgow though. But North Coast is finished. Here he is. Here's the man himself, Mr. Clark. Here he comes. Oh. Here he is. Just...
Oh, sorry mate. Parked too close to each other.
You dick. That's a done, Michael. 500 miles done.
I would drive 500 miles, and I would drive 500 more.
Yeah.
So I need to go home.
Oh, I've only got 50 seconds left of recording minutes.
50 seconds, we've got to summarise in 50 seconds how we feel.
That was good. You should do it. Back to the studio.
Campervan car idea is good. I'd
Good.
recommend it.
10 out of 10.
If anyone else can do it for £500,
Eat my shots.
eat my shots.
See. We'll just end it. Right.
Over and out. Peace.
See ya.
Peace out.